Deep in the Kremensky forest, the silence is broken by the thunder of a Ukrainian tank. At close range, its cannon opens fire on entrenched Russian positions. The forest shakes with every blast, each shell landing with pinpoint accuracy. What might look like random destruction is in fact careful precision. The crew inside works as one. The commander spotting targets, the gunner locking in, the loader moving faster than muscle memory. In seconds, Russian firing points are silenced, trenches shattered, and armored vehicles left burning. Close-range tank battles are rare in modern war. Yet in these forests, the fighting is as intimate as it is brutal. The Ukrainian crew cannot afford a single mistake. Every second counts. Every round must find its mark. And it does. These scenes remind us why tanks remain one of the most feared weapons on the battlefield. Despite drones, mines, and missiles changing the face of war, nothing matches the shock and firepower of armored steel advancing through enemy lines. The Kremensky forest has become a proving ground for this truth. Here, Ukrainian armor shows not only its raw power, but also the discipline and training of the crews inside. Against fortified Russian positions, the tank speaks with fire, and each strike writes another line, the story of resistance. In Donetsk Oblast, Russian forces attempted to use a Chinese-made buggy as a fast assault vehicle. Armed men rode inside, while others followed on motorcycles. But speed alone could not save them from Ukrainian eyes in the sky. An FPV drone locked onto the target and dove in with surgical precision. The strike hit squarely, igniting the buggy in flames. The riders on motorcycles managed to escape, but the vehicle itself became a rolling fireball. For nearly 50 meters, the burning machine kept moving, spilling gasoline across the ground in a blazing trail. Then came the inevitable. A massive explosion tore through the night, proof that the buggy had been loaded with ammunition. What began as an attack ended as a disaster for the occupiers. Once again, Ukrainian drones turn enemy weapons into their own destruction, leaving only fire and twisted steel behind. Night falls over the Donetsk front, but the darkness offers no safety. Ukrainian bombers of the evil Peregrine's combat group take to the skies, hunting for enemy positions. Through infrared sights, Russian equipment and fortifications glow like targets painted on a canvas. One by one, the bombers release their payloads with deadly accuracy. Explosions light up the night. Each strike a precise blow against armored vehicles, supply points, and dug-in troops. What the occupiers thought was cover under darkness becomes a trap. Every movement is seen, every position marked. The Peregrine strikes swiftly, vanish into the black, and strike again. This is modern war in Ukraine. Precision, coordination, and the ability to dominate even under the cover of night. For the enemy in Donetsk, the shadows no longer hide them. They only announce their end. In the Kursk region, Russian troops attempted a reckless move. Packed inside an armored personnel carrier, they advanced directly toward Ukrainian tanks. Perhaps they believed speed would carry them through. Perhaps they underestimated the range and precision of Ukrainian gunners. But the outcome was inevitable. One accurate shot from a Ukrainian tank cannon struck the vehicle. The shell tore through its armor with ease, turning the carrier into a death trap. Flames and shrapnel forced the surviving soldiers to scatter in every direction, running for cover across the open ground. What were they counting on? The thin protection of an APC is no match for tank firepower. Against 2 Ukrainian tanks, the decision to ride forward in such a vehicle was not boldness, it was folly. Moments like this highlight the brutal logic of the battlefield. Firepower and armor matter. Training and judgment matter even more. In Kursk, the Ukrainian crews held the advantage, and the Russians paid for their mistake in blood and chaos. One precise javelin strike hits the rear of a Russian tank. In an instant, the vehicle erupts in flames, destroyed on the spot. The message is clear: no armor upgrade, no active protection system can guarantee survival against this missile. Once again, the javelin proves why it remains one of the most feared weapons on the battlefield. On the front lines, the 47th Separate Mechanized Brigade brings its Bradleys into the fight. The American-made infantry fighting vehicles advance steadily, their autocannons tearing into fortified Russian positions. Every burst of fire suppresses enemy strongholds, opening the way for Ukrainian infantry to push forward. But the battle is not only fought with steel and firepower. Behind the lines of combat, another fight is underway, the struggle to save lives. Under relentless shelling, Ukrainian medics move where no vehicle can reach. Crawling through mud, sprinting across open ground, they drag the wounded back to safety. The Bradleys provide cover, firing constantly to keep enemy heads down. Yet for the medics, every step is a gamble, exposed, vulnerable, carrying men who cannot walk on their own. Still, they press on. Not once, not twice, but again and again, until the injured are evacuated. This is what courage looks like on the modern battlefield. The armor of the Bradleys shields the advance. The discipline of the infantry holds the line. And the medics, unarmed but fearless, prove that saving a life in the midst of destruction is as great an act of defiance as destroying the enemy. In the chaos of frontline combat, fire and humanity move side by side. And the 47th Brigade shows us both. In Krasnohorivka, Ukrainian soldiers of the 59th Motorized Infantry Brigade take us inside the battle, through their own eyes. The footage captures close-quarters trench fighting, room-to-room clearing, and the kind of coordination only forged in months of combat. Every movement is deliberate, every shot precise. Russian strongpoints and vehicles fall one after another, not by chance, but by discipline and training. What could look like chaos is in fact a carefully executed dance of survival and destruction. This is the face of modern war in Ukraine. Young infantrymen moving as one, combining courage with skill, transforming shattered streets and muddy trenches into battlefields where every meter matters. Krasnohorivka is not just another name on the map. It is proof of how far determination and teamwork can push back against a stronger enemy. And the men of the 59th Brigade are writing that story in fire and steel.